Hmm. And as far as environmental toxins, what can people do? I mean, besides not to include these toxins in their, in their daily, consumption of food
Yeah.
or their, use of, household or cosmetic products. What can they do to detox?
Supplements are always good. Like there's various like nutrients or the simple one is magnesium. Most people are magnesium
Hmm.
deficient. Magnesium helps a lot with some of your detox pathways. But like I typically recommend if you're not eating already healthy and clean, definitely do that. But like a good multivitamin because it'll have like substrates and micronutrients and that are catalysts for some of your basic and enzymatic functions. So like a multivitamin and then supplements of like fish oil can be helpful for some people just to have some essential fatty acids, which help with some of the cell membrane repair. But I think the more specific supplements I'm recommending now that are good for probably everybody in the long run are things like phosphatidylcholine.
Mm.
And actually, there's a new product I love. It's called Fatty 15. They're just really great cell membrane stabilizing, cell membrane repairing products. Because if you have any of these toxins, they're going to eventually punch holes into your cell walls and then migrate into the cells and then eventually migrate into your mitochondria, damaging the mitochondria, and then eventually sometimes finding themselves into actually the DNA. So if you can stabilize the cell wall and make it less permeable to things or actually repair it after the damage has taken place, your cells can have the stability in the long run to defend against aging and degeneration. So
Mm.
that's kind of a more of an essential nutrient that people should have is those phospholipids or cell membrane supporting nutrients because our cells need the replacement, because if you have, a damaged wall and you don't repair it, you're going to have holes indefinitely. And the same thing with the
Hmm.
cell, if you don't have the
Mm.
material available to repair those things, then you'll need it. So the thing about phosphatidylcholine is it does help you in general with detoxification on a regular basis. The liver and gallbladder use it, some of the clearance abilities. So that's one of the things that you can do that's pretty simple. But there's very specific herbs, like milk thistle or other liver supporting nutrients that you can also add in. But I say this, the simplest thing for anybody to probably maintain on is some type of phospholipid, product. And then if you can get fatty 15, I think everybody would benefit with that too.
I see. What do you think of sauna as a way to detox?
Yeah, so sauna is great if you have access to it. So not everybody has access to it, but if you can get yourself to sweat by other means, that's also good too. Because, you just want to work on like your basic elimination pathway. So the body has these naturally designed. When you're sweating, you're moving stuff out through the skin or you're peeing and pooping. So those are things like water is overlooked too. But water, if you're not drinking enough water, you're not filtering out a lot of this, waste through those means. So if you have adequate hydration and then incorporate the sauna usage, you'll clear out some of these toxins a little bit faster. But yeah, it's in part of the protocols I recommend if you want to clear out mold toxins faster or other chemical toxins faster, sauna does speed that up a bit.
Do you use nitric oxide in your practice? I'm curious
Yes, I do. Yeah.
because I had Dr. Nathan Bryan on the show as
Oh
well,
yeah.
and he
Yeah.
talked about antimicrobial properties of the
Yeah.
nitric oxide. How do you use it?
I use his products. Actually, I use the Neo 40, quite a bit in my practice. I've used some of his other products, but Neo 40 is kind of a common standard product that I use of his, which is great. I mean, it's just a nitric oxide, releasing supplement. So it helps the body to generate more nitric oxide. And usually like the reason why I prescribe it for patients is most of the patients that we see, they have poor circulation because of some of these hidden infections to begin with, or poor gut function that could be dysbiosis from these infections or their lifestyle or other things. So the nitric oxide supplementation helps to offset that as we're trying to correct the own internal natural production of nitric oxide. So
Hmm.
that's kind of the supplemental route that I take as I use the Neo 40 quite a bit. But in terms of like fixing the underlying issue is working on the oral microbiome, making sure that there's good bacteria back in the mouth and also eradicating the pathogenic ones and then improving better stomach digestion and also getting good bacterial balance in the gut. So then
Hmm.
the body can then endogenously produce,